right, folks, welcome to the Gus for day 3. Appreciate people being understanding of what we had to do with Mother Nature, but right now, after 5.5 inches of rain last night, as reported by the local area, believe it or not, the Gus is ready to go for play. Around here, that's one thing we do like about this facility. A lot of other facilities, right now, you'd probably be looking at a whole day canceled and moved to tomorrow. I know my youngest, when he was in Pratt, Kansas, we had that experience. And also when we were in Millbank, South Dakota, we had to finish up the tournament in Watertown, South Dakota, in order to complete the tournament. So once again, we only had to move one game, and it's this one, the LeSueuer-Henderson. They were scheduled to play at 3:45 against the host, Waupun, post 210, but they moved it to 9, and then all of the other games got bumped to the next time slot. So anyway, you're going to be, so if you were scheduled at 9 this morning, that game is now at 11:15. The new schedule has been posted in the Waupun baseball video live stream. So if you're not sure when your team's playing, go ahead and take a look at it. It was posted by yours truly at 6 o'clock this morning. So make sure you take a look at it, and hopefully if you don't understand it, just throw some questions in the comments section. We would be happy to help you out with that, but give us some time. Anyway, it's LeSueuer-Henderson, and it'll be Logan Feeney leading things off, the first baseman, against Austin Weiss, who's on the bump today for post 210. All right, so here we go. It's supposed to be a beautiful day today. No rain in the forecast. It's supposed to be in the mid-80s today, so that should dry up the moisture around here. So we'll be ready to go, and it's the left-hander, first baseman Logan Feeney, once again leading things off. Sam Gumpton, the pitcher, on deck. And the first pitch this morning is a strike on the outside corner to Logan. 0-1 now here in the top of the first. Next pitch, a fastball popped up and fouled to ground. And Mr. Fromholz will take care of that. Tyler Fromholz hauls that in for out number 1. We'll be jumping over to Steve Winterhack, who's doing the radio broadcast. So thank you very much for joining Waupun Baseball Video Live Stream.
On the mound for post 210. Still trying to get things written in just a little bit for the game. Welcome, everybody. Sun is shining today. I know Bob Spanbauer said, what is that little orb up in the sky? That's the sun. Going to pop out towards right field. Coming in is Wyatt Paul to make the catch. So we'll pop out to right field, to pop out to the third baseman. 2 up, 2 down. And now Nathan Gregerson is coming up. We're just trying to figure out this chord with Jeff Sauer's system over there, and that'll bring up Nathan Gregerson. He is the shortstop, right-handed hitter. Ben Miller, cleanup batter, waiting on deck. Off and running again. Waupun will play a couple of games today because of this changed schedule. They'll be playing against Kaukauna later on today. Kaukauna 2-0. In the Waupun Pool A. There's Waupun, Valley City, North Dakota, LeSueuer-Henderson, Minnesota. And a walk issued to Nathan Gregerson, so that puts the first base runner on for LeSueuer-Henderson. Brings up Ben Miller, their cleanup batter, right-handed hitter, up the bat. And a combination of post numbers for LeSueuer-Henderson, post 74 and 55, the combination of those two cities. One count, and a swing and a miss on the next pitch in. Nice job by Austin Weiss. He had some nice moments at the state tournament last weekend. And really nice complete game for post 210, stepping in and just showing the depth of Waupun pitching. And a called strike 3, going down looking is Ben Miller. So one runner gets on with a walk. Nobody scores, and after one half of inning, no score in the ball game on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. And I'll take a break, come back in 90 seconds with the bottom half of inning number 1 live from the Gus in Waupun. Right after this on The Source.
At Horicon Bank, we not only support our local businesses, we offer tools.
And that's a quick top half of the first. Nice job by Austin with minimal amount of pitches to take care of LeSueuer-Henderson. For Waupun, it'll be Tyler Fromholz leading things off, the third baseman, followed by Jaden White playing center field. Batting third and playing second base will be number 7, Cole Hicken. Batting the cleanup spot will be first baseman, number 13, Noah Gerritsen. Batting in the 5 spot, shortstop, number 16, Braden Sanders. Batting in the 6 spot, right fielder, number 42, Wyatt Paul. Batting 7th, catcher, number 25, Evan Sauer. Batting 8th, designated hitter, number 28, Lucas Meyer. He'll be the designated hitter for left fielder, number 5, Trent Ferris. And batting 9th, the pitcher, number 8, Austin Weiss.
On Monday, Tuesdays are Michigan Day, Wednesdays are swings, of course.
One system wasn't working here, so.
All right, and stop on by, enjoy some delicious brews here for summer, right? Yeah, absolutely. We keep a very big stock of all import and craft.
The Division II Central Plains American Legion Baseball Tournament. Tyler Fromholz will start things off for post 210. Tyler, the third baseman, had one put out in the top part of the inning. Here's a bouncer over towards shortstop. Gregerson picks it up, fires across the field, and gets the out. Like that, one out for Waupun. Jaden White batting that number 2 slot now. Stepping up for post 210. He's been hitting the ball hard ever since some really good games over at the regional tournament in Green Lake, also up in Denmark. He's seeing the ball well and going both fields with it. Nice job at the plate for Jaden White. And these are his last games that he'll be playing in a Waupun uniform, getting that bonus extra year, coming back after a year off after high school. Braden Sanders. The bouncer over on the first base side, but foul. Let's have a full slate of games today, and hopefully Mother Nature cooperates today. The retention pond right next to us, that was full of water yesterday, and it's almost coming up to the fence along the right field side. And they said if you kind of went to east up to the little service road that they have up there, that was also flooded. The car kind of stalled in the middle of that. 2-1 pitch, swung on and out of play over on the first base side. And it was a mess here last night. And that was when the band was playing too. That a lot of that was happening, but it's definitely taken in the ponds now, and everything's back to fairly normal out there, and people can get through on the roads. They couldn't last night. Next pitch misses, makes it a 3-2 count. Just trying to get situated here after some of our equipment not working. Had to go to the other system with it. Pitch is going to miss low, so a walk issued to Jaden White. Pond has a runner on, and Cole Hicken, the second baseman, coming up. Looking at the record for LeSueuer-Henderson, they had a lot of games, 41 games, but the record, according to what we had in our book, 16-25. On the season, so a rough season. We do play a lot of bigger schools when you get over in that area. I know LeSueur itself is a little over 4,000 people. Henderson probably is guessing right around that, or maybe a little less, in that they are listed second on that. Here's the pitch from Gupton after checking first base. It is popped in the air over in foul territory on the first base side. Logan Feeney gets underneath it and hauls it in for an out. So 2 outs. That runner still at first base with Jaden White over there. And coming up now, Noah Garrettson, the cleanup batter for post 210. We'll see that sun throughout the day today. Maybe expect possibly some rain later on today. A hard hit ball, but then it's going right underneath the glove of the shortstop Gregerson and head out to center field. Didn't get his glove down there in time. Pretty hard hit ball and just barely got there. Even make a stab at the ball. So a base hit for Noah Garrettson puts runners now at first and second base, and Braden Sanders coming up to bat. Braden, another one of those players, along with Jaden White, that came back after having a year out from high school and came back to play. Not an easy thing to do, but these guys, maybe a slow start for them, but they got back in the rhythm and caught up to the high school guys that have been playing all the way through. And huge contributors. This is popped in the air over in foul territory. And first baseman gives chase and hauls it in. Logan Feeney with the catch. So Waupun pops out 3 times. Get a couple of runners on with 1 base hit. Nobody scores. And after 1 complete, no score in the ball game on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. We'll hear about them coming up right now. We'll be back with the top of the 2nd inning after this on The Source.
A little shout out for Griffin Feeney from the LeSueuer-Henderson crew saying, woo, go Giants. Yeah, we had a 0-0 game through 1. Glad to have you, Griffin. Glad you could follow along. And I see we got Connie Firminich watching. I'm guessing she's a fan of the Giants. We see a lot of Waupun people on. We got 20 viewers on the Facebook page. Once again, as usual, we always ask, put a little shout out there for the boys. Like you say, these Central Plains tournaments, I know Waupun have been a little spoiled lately with those, but hey, let's cheer them on, show them that you're rooting for them. Just a couple words, go post 210. The LeSueuer-Henderson fans, they're already yelling go Giants. So good morning, everybody from the Gus. Let's sit back and let's enjoy some baseball today.
8757, that's 920-249.
Come back to the Gus in Waupun on this nice sunshiny day. And Ethan Hathaway coming up to bat, left-handed hitter for LeSueuer-Henderson. Got the population of Henderson, 888 people. They added just 888 to their total and still stayed in Class A of Legion Baseball. Checked LeSueur yesterday and believe that was over 4,000. So population in Minnesota of the combination of LeSueur and Henderson. This pitch is swung on and fouled back. Puts the count at 2-2. David Gupton awaiting on deck. Here's the pitch from Weiss. Swing and a miss. This pitch is kind of challenging him a little high and outside. He swung at it and missed, so Ethan Hathaway is retired. That'll bring up David Gupton, center fielder. Right-handed batter, first pitch into him. He swats it down to the ground and foul over on the third base side. Yeah, they're playing with a couple pools here, Pool A and Pool B, pools of 4 teams. And just kind of doing things differently than the normal double elimination thing. Curveball finds the outside part of the plate. Pitch there from Weiss, mixing it up a little bit. Count is now 0-2 to David Gupton. Pitch is going to miss low. Puts the count at 1-2. Weiss looking pretty comfortable on the pitcher's mound so far in the ball game. Staying alive, reaching for it, and following it over the third base side is Gupton. Keeps the count at 1-2. This morning, the way that rain came in yesterday, just crazy amount of rain. Kind of waits on this one, but not long enough. Pulls it foul. We'll stay at 1-2 for the count. Well, a few games for you today. The scheduled second game for Waupun today will be Waupun taking on Kaukauna. Then they'll have all the pool play done at that time, as long as Mother Nature cooperates with us today. The Pool B is Attigo, La Crescent, Minnesota, Viroqua, and Waupun, North Dakota. And we'll keep track of wins and losses, how many runs you score, how many runs you gave up, and a swing and a miss. Kind of took a little off. It came high and tight, and Gupton just swings to awkwardly to try to maybe make some contact to stay alive, but a swing and a miss. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts, and Austin Weiss on a roll right now here in the top of the first inning. Next batter up is the right fielder. What's his last name? Stolle. Okay, Stolle. And looking on Scott Van Galen's pronunciation sheet over there, but he couldn't read his writing there. So I should have checked in, but we were having technical problems. Otherwise, I would have. See exactly how to say that. So Jacob Stolle, the right fielder, up to bat. Cruising right through the LeSueuer-Henderson lineup. Another swing and a foul back. Puts the count now at 2-2. Stolle, number 8 in the batting order. Oh, 7. Oh, yeah, my book's not all the way totally filled in yet, so that was the second to last name. I'm trying to get my bearings here with the equipment issue I had. Starting things out. Next pitch is going to miss low and away. And just like last inning, Waupun retires the first 2 batters and then walks the 3rd batter. Haven't got a hit yet, but they do have a couple of walks in the ball game. So runner goes to first base. And that'll bring up Talon Schwant up to bat. Talon is their designated hitter, left-handed hitter. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch in from Weiss. Austin with 3 strikeouts so far in the game. We're just in the top of the second inning. No score in the game on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Pitch misses high and away. Count is 1-1. Full slate of games today, like I mentioned before. Then getting moved back 1 slot. Viroqua against Waupun. And a strike on the next pitch in. Makes the count 1-2. That's scheduled for 11:15 today at 1:30. LeSueuer-Henderson plays again against Valley City, North Dakota. The 1:30 start, scheduled start. Everything very tentative after you get this first game, which normally is on time. And after that, things can get pushed back, or if they have an opportunity, push them up a little bit, just try to get the games in. It's the 1-2 pitch, just missing outside. The Crescent, Minnesota, and Attigo playing at 3:45 today, and a 6 o'clock schedule time for Kaukauna against Waupun. The 2-2 pitch, and gets them to swing and miss. 3 strikeouts for Austin Weiss. He's got 4 in the game. 1 runner reaches on a walk. Nobody scores, and after 1.5, no score in the ball game yet here at the Gus in Waupun. Back with the bottom of the second, coming your way right after this on the Source.
Nice job by Austin Weiss, who's already up to 4 strikeouts through 2. Just a reminder, after the game, we'll be doing some interviews with whomever's the winning team. We got a score of 0-0, and obviously you have people from LeSueuer-Henderson cheering on their Giants, and we got somebody here from Waupun here, Carla Feets-Landel, cheering on Austin. So it must have worked. He had 3 strikeouts then that second inning as he faced only 4 batters. One thing that's been impressive so far about Austin is his efficient use of pitches. If he's going the way he's going, good chance he could have a complete game. So I'm hoping I didn't jinx anything on that one. But you got, so far, you got some decent pitching going on here because Sam Gupton has kind of kept the post-210 Wild Turkeys of Waupun off the bases pretty much too. We did get as far as second base, but it's been going pretty well here. Once again, if you want an update on the schedule, just take a look. There's a updated schedule on the live stream page. All right, back to Steve Winterhag.
Just before we do that, I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that still struggling a little bit with the electronics. Water does not mix well with electronics, so I do have some issues with my first base camera, and I'm going to continue to work on making sure that I can get that working, and do apologize for that. But we are a strictly amateur broadcast, and we do the best that we can to make sure that we bring this to you. So once again, we apologize for any of the technical difficulties that we have. So thank you again for following the live stream. Really want you to post information out there into off the bottom of the fence.
So Wyatt Paul, a scoop full of Wheaties away from a home run, ends up on second base with a stand-up double.
Wind is blowing out, so that helped. He got that up in the jet stream. That's one of the things that we notice here at the Gus, is that if you can get it up with a good wind, it will help carry. So that was a nice shot there by Wyatt Paul. But again, just wanted to make sure that we wanted you to post information out there in the YouTube chat.
What are you doing, Wyatt?
Oh my gosh. So we got, didn't get a runner over to third. Wyatt ended up staying at second base on that base hit.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting on Evan Sauer, getting it to the right side, but
Wyatt stayed put.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened there.
Spanbauer, he's kind of pacing over there a little bit. Lucas Meyer, designated hitter, up. Lucas is yesterday hit a shot to the third baseman. I think it was a defensive situation over there for third baseman. Anyway, should we bring this over to Steve on the radio broadcast, Jeff?
Yep, just want to make sure that we get everybody to post out there. The kids love watching this, so they go back and they comment about how they watch it, and they see all those fans who are cheering for him. So, so far nobody has matched Waupun, and it would be nice if we get the hometown here to be able to post that stuff out there. But Waupun, North Dakota, has posted probably, I would say, over 100 posts per game, both on Facebook and on YouTube. So the kids love that in the comments section and in the chat. So just like Griffin Feeney had posted, "Woo, go Giants," let's see what we can get out there for these kids. So back over to Steve Winterhack on AM 1170.
Well, right next to me, I got the two Jeffs. I'll throw over to second base, and getting back safely is Wyatt Paul. Ball gets past the shortstop, who kind of snuck in behind him, but center fielder right there to back it up. Go to watch the game and listen to our broadcast of the game. Just go to Facebook, the Waupun Baseball Video Live Stream, Waupun Baseball Video Live Stream, or on YouTube, it's Jeff's with an apostrophe live streams. Jeff's live stream on YouTube. Still a battle up there. Good job by Lucas Meyer fouling a bunch off. Finally a ball. Pitch. The count is now 1-2 with that runner at second base. Next pitch, that one drops right in for a strikeout. Lucas goes down looking for the second out of the inning. He does not want to strand another runner, and that runner in scoring position. The guy who's carrying it up on the pitcher's mound, now up to bat, Austin Weiss. Check over to second base. Second baseman kind of coming in a little bit. And attempt him to throw it over there. Fastball is going to miss high and tight into Austin Weiss. Tyler Fromholtz, top of the order, waiting on deck. No score in the game yet in the bottom of the second inning on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Pitch is low. Puts it at 2-0 count to Austin Weiss. So Waupun would love this game and set themselves up for a chance to play in the championship game with a game against Kaukauna, who's already 2-0. Waupun would have to win this one to be able to get into that game for sure. That would mean something for that. But Kaukauna's looking pretty good so far. Kaukauna sitting at 2-0. A couple pretty decisive victories so far in the game. Check over to second base. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike. Puts the count at 2-2. The opportunity there, a little gapper would bring a run in. Get Waupun on the board first. Good job of pitching. Sam Gupton also having himself a pretty good day. And this is hit over towards the shortstop. Not a hard roller. So race to first base and getting him just in time by about a half a step at first. So Waupun comes up empty after a leadoff double. Strikeout in the inning. Nobody scores after two complete. No score in the game. Back with the top of the third right after this on the Source.
Well, we're through two complete. Score remains tied 0-0 after a leadoff double by Wyatt Paul. So a good job by Sam Gupton by refocusing and bearing down. I'd like to say there's some fans out there. We got Kristen Sauer saying that everybody's doing an amazing job. And Jackie Westra yelling out, "Go, good luck, post 210. Have fun, Noah and the team." So here we go with the posts. Once again, as Jeff was saying, these kids can go back after the game is over and take a look at this and have a chance to go see who made comments, who was on watching, and so forth. So don't be afraid to put out some comments and root for your favorite player, obviously your favorite team. But go ahead and throw out those comments. It's encouraging to the kids, and it's just fun to interact with fans while doing the live stream. So as Jeff was saying, Waupun is a strong one. Anago is another one that puts out their posts, especially for the typhoon, as we found out. And Viroqua is another one that puts a lot of blue and white hearts out there. So appreciate everybody participating and coming on, especially this early in the morning on a Sunday. Thank you.
Saputo believes employees are the most important asset and driving force. Saputo offers entry-level pay starting at $21.30.
And we are back for the top half of inning number 3, number 9, 1 and 2 in the batting order coming up for LeSueuer-Henderson. Swing and a miss. A little pitch that was kind of right down the middle and then kind of curved down and away from the hitter. Landon Fay up to bat. Logan Fay is waiting on deck. The count is now 1 and 2. Here's the next pitch. A swing and a miss and going down with a strikeout. Well, I tell you, racking up the strikeouts right now is Austin Weiss. That is his 5th strikeout of the ball game, and now he's going to face the top of the order again. Logan Fay steps to the plate. He popped out in foul territory over to the third baseman back in the first inning. First pitch into him, bounces across the plate for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Count is 1-1. Austin not used a lot during the regular season for high school or for Legion baseball, but they used him in the postseason and had some really strong performances up in Denmark. I don't remember which team he played, if it was against maybe possibly that Springs game or the Clintonville game, but just did a real great job in that ball game. So he shut down the hitters and almost pitched a complete game for post 210. Comes the 2-2 pitch. Oh, just missing. Austin got a slumps down, thought he had him on it, looking on that last pitch, but just maybe possibly a little bit high. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Good crew getting up earlier here today. Quite the a lot of water in the retention ponds right now. Didn't even check my own basement yet. Here comes another 3-2 pitch. That's going to miss. So with one down, runner at first base now, a walk issued to Logan Fay, and that'll bring up Sam Gupton, the pitcher in today's game. And flew out to right field back in the first inning. Pitch into him, this is outside. He got a chance to get down and watch the band, Wild Side, last night. If you like 80s rock and roll, you like some screaming, those high-pitched singers they had back then. That's what we had last night. Short right field and playing up anyway. Over there's Wyatt Paul to bring it in for out number 2, keeping the runner at first base. Yeah, decent crowd. There probably would have been more if the weather was nicer. We had a few people from the other teams that showed up. The Valley City coach was there with us last night, so this is part of the festivities. Got a decent crowd, but a very good band. Been out there for a little bit. Spanbauer called that a coaches meeting, official coaches meeting. We had to check in with him. Up to bat now is Nathan Gregerson. First pitch into him, fouls it on the ground over on the third base side for strike 1. Bob's got all these rules, and you gotta check in with Bob. He's the head of the coaches meetings at night. Gotta check in with him. He's just standing right next to him. Sharply hit ball out to left field. A single puts runners now at first and second base. Off the bat of Nathan Gregerson. First hit given up by Austin Weiss in the ball game. And now the cleanup batter, Ben Miller, coming up. He went down looking. Struck out back in the first inning. Called strike on the first pitch in. No offer from Miller. Yeah, come on down and watch some very good baseball in the Central Plains tournament. This pitch kind of went a little bit inside and high, and fighting it off and fouling it back is Miller. We'll have the game at scheduled at 6 o'clock tonight. See how that goes. 0-2 pitch, and that catches the outside part of the plate, and going down looking for the second time of the game, Ben Miller. A couple runners stranded, a base hit, a walk. Nobody scores, and after 2.5 innings, no score in the game yet on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. And we'll be back with the bottom half of inning number 3 after this on The Source.
Yeah, here we go. It's 2.5 innings in, no score on the board, and shout out to Marcia Mitzel. She said she's enjoying the reception this morning for the baseball games in Hope, North Dakota, up and ready to cheer on her great nephew, Gavin Gerhardt, and his team from Valley City, North Dakota. So we got Valley City already having shout-outs, and their teams aren't even playing yet. So thanks, Marcia. I hope you're enjoying your cup of coffee this morning and so forth. I know I've already got a couple cups in already. Like I say, with the rain and stuff like that and so forth, I just went in and got cozy. Next thing you know, I'm in the recliner and I'm snoozing away. So I didn't really get a chance to get back here for the Wild Side. But a lot of good stories already this morning from a lot of the coaches that stuck around to listen to the 80s band Wild Side. So we're going into the bottom of the third, and leading things off for Waupun, it'll be the top of the lineup with Tyler T. Fromholtz, the third baseman, followed by Jaden White and Cole, my favorite chicken, Cole Hicken.
Bottom of the third inning, no score in the game yet, and good place to start as any, right at the top of the order with Tyler Fromholtz coming up first. He grounded out back in the first inning. He'll be followed by Jaden White and Cole Hicken. No score in the game here in the bottom of the third inning on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. Sam Gupton on the mound. This is high and inside for ball one of the first pitch at the bottom of the third. Well, it's beautiful out here right now. A cloudy day yesterday, and then the major rains came in. We even had a few places in the house. If you didn't have the windows tight shutly, they would be just rain just pouring in, and that's what happened. Last night I kind of checked all around the house after I found a couple windows like that. Didn't have them locked on top, and it was kind of forcing the rain to came right up into the upper window and into the house. Yeah, I don't think it's any flooring problems. I've got Daryl Van de Zandt from VZ Flooring. He'd be right over. He's pretty booked. He only lives a few blocks away. Yeah, good way to get the sponsor out there. One of our sponsors, VZ Flooring. Booking out a few months, I think, right now. So you might want to get your name in his list and his schedule. Putting that luxury vinyl tile or plank. There's a bouncer over towards the shortstop. Gregerson picks it up and just in time to get the out at first base. The second time that Fromholtz has grounded out to the shortstop Gregerson. Jaden White coming up to bat now. Jaden was walked. Not as far as second base, and that's as far as he got. LeSueuer-Henderson losing their first game. He lost to Kaukauna by a score of 7-0. Just one hit. Okay, so one hopper right back to the pitcher. Gupton picks it up, throws to Feeney over at first base to get the out, so that didn't take long. Rounder back to the pitcher, and Cole Hicken coming up with 2 down, and nobody on base for post 210. Well, got a big board down there. It has all the scores on it, the schedule, which they did have to change. And also runs allowed and runs scored by each team on there too, because that can come into play. It's where you're going to be seated for the last day on Monday, coming up tomorrow. And all the seeded teams play each other. The number 4 teams start the day out right up to number 3, and then the 2 number 1 teams will play for the championship. Coming up, the last game of the tournament tomorrow. Supposed to be just 3 games yesterday, but tomorrow, but got to change things around because Waupun's game from yesterday being played right now. Just move everything back a slot. Swing and a miss. The next pitch into Cole Hicken. Should be a fun day of baseball coming up tomorrow, and a lot to be decided yet today. 2-1 pitch. Pitch misses outside. Oh, kind of Nick Rush sighting. Okay, 3-1 count and a swing and a miss by Cole Hicken. Makes it a 3-2 count. Cole trying to get things going with 2 down. And both pitchers doing a great job. Austin Weiss and LeSueuer-Henderson's Sam Gupton. This is a 3-2 pitch. This is hit high in the air and it's going to be pulled out of play over on the left field side. Keeps the count at 3-2. 2 down, nobody on. So the Crowd would love to take care of business on this game and take their chances against Kaukauna at 6 o'clock tonight. Trying to get that number 1 seed. This pitch also reaching out and fouling it back. Cole a little frustrated with himself. He couldn't put it out in play. Again, a 3-2 count, full count to Cole, and next pitch again is hit back and out of play, just missing the bleachers. A disappointing game for the teams that went down to watch the Brewers yesterday. They lost to the Giants, 1-1 in that 3-game series. And here's one hit out towards the center field. Ranging off to his left is David Gupton, the center fielder, and hauls it in. So Waupun goes down quietly, 1-2-3. And after 3 complete, no score in the ball game on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. I'll be back with the top of inning number 4 right after this.
All right, folks. Hey, once again, good morning here from the Gus. We are headed to the top of the 4th. Like to give a shout out to our Little League who are supplying the bat boys for both teams. Already seeing some good hustle from both bat boys this morning here at 9 in the morning. I know it can be tough for those kids, but they are loving it, and I know the teams love it too. We got a lot of teams that have already supplied hats, T-shirts, etc. Leading things off for LeSueuer-Henderson will be Ethan Hathaway, the left fielder, who's 0 for 1 last time up, swinging and missing. Then also shout out to Scott Scooter Camphouse saying nice job to his nephew Austin, who's pitching, and the rest of the team. So here we go to the radio broadcast of the buttery smooth voice of Steve Winterhay.
Pitch misses, ball 1. David Gupton awaiting on deck, and then Jacob Stolle in the hole. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Yeah, Austin having himself a great game so far. Been racking up a strikeout, 6 in the game so far. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Just throwing his head back Hathaway. I believe that he missed that one, but a little high and a little bit outside, but he took a swing at it and missed. Count is now 1-2 to Hathaway. Pitch down to the dirt and inside. 2-2 the count. I hope all the teams have been having a good time in Waupun. Teams from Minnesota, from North Dakota. Swing and a miss on the next pitch in, and strikeout number 7 for Austin Weiss. Racking him up right now. Well, number 6 in the batting order, David Gupton, the center fielder, comes to the plate. He struck out back in the first inning, the second inning, I should say. A steady little breeze going from the right, kind of out towards left field. And it's going to get past third base. Sharply hit ball out to left field for David Gupton. Taking a stab at it, Tyler Fromholtz just couldn't quite get there. So with one down, a runner at first base. That's singled by Gupton, and that'll bring up Jacob Stawley, the right fielder. He walked, stranded at first base. His last at bat back in the second inning. He is it's up in the air and over in foul territory on the third base side. They're coming way off the mound to chase that ball down. Not just a strike. 0-1 the count to Stawley. Next pitch. And went high and away from him, but he swung and missed. Count is now at 0-2. Dakota looking pretty solid. Runner goes on the pitch, swung on and fouled back. Dakota that's in our Pool A that Waupun is in, Valley City's in it, LeSueuer-Henderson. They're pretty solid the couple games that I've seen them play. I don't know how deep their pitching is, but pretty solid pitching. Good-looking team from Dakota. That'll be Waupun's opponent at 6 o'clock today. Runner goes, and this is chopped over towards third base. Fromholtz picks it up, fires across the field, and gets the out. It does move the runner over to second base. Callan Schwann coming up to bat now, the DH. And he struck out back in the second inning. Now a runner in scoring position for LeSueuer-Henderson of Minnesota. Pitch into him is hit out in foul territory over on the third base side. Getting underneath it is Tyler Fromholtz. Hauls it in for the out. So a strikeout, one base hit, one runner stranded. Nobody scores after 3.5. No score in the game yet. And a new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard.
Scotty,
back with the
I sent you a text too, so we'll be all good. All right, here we are, halfway through the ball game, 3.5 innings in, no score. So good job pitching on both parts from Austin Weiss of Post 210 and LeSueuer-Henderson's Sam Gupton. Austin with the, let me see here, we got 4, 5, 7 strikeouts for Austin, and for Sam Gupton. He only has one, but the thing is he's been doing a good job of having Waupun hit the ball in play and letting his defense take care of business. And right now the defense has been playing error-free baseball. So doing a good job, both teams. We'll see when what happens and who's going to be the first team to make that key mistake in the game.
Austin's been very efficient on the mound. He's got 64 pitches so far, 40 of them for strikes. Does have 3 walks, but like you talked about, those seven strikeouts has certainly helped keep LeSueuer-Henderson from getting up on the board.
Yeah, they've only had one guy in scoring position so far today, so that's really good.
So we're hoping that this will continue here for Waupun Post 210 and the Wild Turkeys. So we're getting ready for the number 4 hitter to come up, I believe, right? Noah Garrettson's the number 4.
Noah Garrettson leading things off.
And we're going to go back to AM 1170. Steve Winterhack on the call here from the Gus in Waupun.
Garrettson steps to the plate. He had a single back in the first inning.
And just got a thing.
The pitch into Noah, misses low for ball 1. Had a nice long home run up in Denmark in the state tournament. Same game that Carson Bresser crushed one over the right field fence in that game. He had a 2-run shot. They only took it to Clintonville in that game. 1-1 pitch. Fastball is going to miss high. Count is now 2-1. Pitch is hit in the air in the infield. Looks like the shortstop Nathan Gregerson calling for it and hauls it in for the out. So an infield pop out by Noah Garrettson puts 1 out on the board. And Braden Sanders coming up. 2 out in foul territory over on the first base side back in the first inning. First pitch into him is hit out towards center field. Gupton goes to his left and hauls it in for the out. So a couple fly outs to get Waupun the first two batters here so far in the bottom of inning number 4. Still no score in the game yet. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2 down, and coming up, Wyatt Paul. He got a hold of one back in the 2nd inning. Had that leadoff double that hit the base of the fence. And just kept on going, and Ethan Hathaway, the left fielder, chased it. Got it in just in time to see Wyatt Paul get that double back in the 2nd inning. But that's as far as Wyatt got, too. He got stuck at second, and next 3 batters were retired. So a bunt attempt up the third base line is going to bounce foul. Kind of popped it up there a little bit, about 2/3 of the way up the line, and then just spun off to the left and out of play. So 0-2 the count on Wyatt Paul. Evan Sauer waiting on deck. He's having trouble getting something going in the ball game. Even with that leadoff double by Wyatt the last time he was up, little one hopper right back to the pitcher. Gupton grabs it, throws to first to get the out. Waupun goes down quietly again for the 2nd inning in a row. 1-2-3 inning. And after 4 complete, no score in the game, and we'll take a break. Come back with the top of the 5th inning coming your way in just 1 minute on your source for sports.
All right, folks. Hey, we got a tie ball game through 4. Once again, good pitching by both parts. Amy Resch out there in LeSueur is yelling, "Go Giants!" She's part of Landon and Logan Fay's family, and they're watching in LeSueur, so it's cool that we got the family getting together and watching together. And then a shout-out here from the local area of Waupun, Heidi Potratz, yelling out to Austin Weiss to keep it going on the mound. Definitely some proud people out there for both programs. Keep it going. Keep the shout-outs coming. The kids really, really enjoy it. Right now, as I say, the forecast is looking good for today, and it looks like we'll probably get all games in and on time and all that good stuff. So credit to all the people who came out here this morning to get things ready to go. So we'll bring this back soon to the buttery smooth voice of Steve Winterhack on AM 1170 as our leadoff batter for LeSueuer-Henderson Giants is Landon Fay, the catcher.
Hey, we are back for the top half of inning number 5. And coming up for LeSueuer-Henderson, Landon Fay will start things out, number 9 in the batting order. Then back to the top of the order with Logan Fay waiting on deck, followed by Sam Gupton. No score in the game, top of the 5th inning. 2-0 count to number 9 in the batting order, Landon Fay. Next pitch, it's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Next pitch is going to miss just a little bit high. Makes the count 3-1. I'm just trying to keep on doing things defensively like they have, and what they do with the bats in their hands. Strike called the next pitch in. Makes it a 3-2 count. The next pitch is going to miss low and away, so the leadoff batter gets on base. Runner at first base. A leadoff walk, just what you don't want to do to number 9 in the batting order, and that brings up Logan Fay. He got on with a walk so far back in the 3rd, and also flew out in foul territory over on the 3rd base side. So far, this is his 3rd at bat of the ball game. Throw to first is just a little late. Pretty close play over there. The ball was thrown maybe just a little bit lower, right where the glove was and the body was. It would have been a different story. Just got back in time. He had to bring the glove down to tag him yet. Trying to bunt the runner over is Logan Fay, but fouls it back and puts the strike on the board. Evan Sauer ricocheted off him, so kind of halfway up the line right now. And he's been doing a great job just done with his freshman year, and great job being thrown behind the plate, but had to kind of walk it off a little bit, and a good job by the home plate umpire to make sure that he's all right. And here we go. Yep, he's all he's crouched behind home plate and ready to go. 0-1 the count now on Logan Fay. And again, trying to bunt, pops in the air in foul territory, and that is hauled in. They're going to throw it to first, and not in time to try to double him up, but a good job by Tyler Fromholz to come in from third base, halfway up the line in foul territory to make the catch. So now 1 out on the board, still a runner at first base. Trying to get him over there, but haven't succeeded yet. Sam Gupton, number 2 in the batting overall, is up the bat. And we'll check and throw over to first base. He is not in time. Nathan Gregerson awaiting on deck. So far, Sam in the game has popped out a couple times out to right field. Swings on the next pitch. Holds it on the ground foul. So 0-1 the count on Gupton, the pitcher for LeSueuer-Henderson out of Minnesota. Pitch is a pop behind home plate. Evan Sauer giving a chase to it and hauls it in for the out. Nice job. Evan got out of the crouch in a hurry, and that was way back to the backstop directly behind home plate, and he hauls it in for out number 2. Solid pitching performances. Nice plays defensively for both teams so far. Nobody has scored. Half of the 5th, no scoring. Your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. That brings up Nathan Gregerson. He walked and got stranded at first base back in the 1st inning. Had a single in the 3rd inning. Been on base a couple times in the game. It's been taking a little too long for Gregerson's liking, so he steps out. Steps back in. 0-1 the count. Kind of a high, tight fastball, and he offers and fouls it back. Count is now 0-2 to Gregerson, the 3 batter in their overall batting order. That runner at first base, but 2 down, no score in the game. Sharply hit ball over to Fromholz. He's going to try for the out at second, and they get it. The runner gets stranded after that initial walk. Next 3 batters retired, and no score in the game after 4.5 innings. And be back at the bottom of inning number 5 coming your way in just a minute on The Source.
Score remains 0-0. A good game by both teams. Griffin Feeney saying good job pitching out there, Sam. And then Joel Mathis, the team schedule, the updated schedule. I posted a photo of the updated schedule on the live stream. You might have to do a little scrolling around, but I know I was up at 6 o'clock this morning. Typical 53-year-old guy, type stuff. And then, but no, I did post the updated schedule, but anyway, your next game, it'll be Viroqua and Waupun playing at 11:15. It'll be LeSueuer-Henderson playing Valley City at 1:30. La Crescent and Antigo playing at 3:45. Kaukauna and Waupun playing at 6 o'clock tonight. And then they'll start pool play tomorrow with the 4th place teams doing a cross schedule. So, Joel, please make sure to check the photo on Waupun Baseball video live stream and hope that helps. If you can't find it, we'll see what we can do. Also, if you check on Post 210 Legion, I think they posted the updated schedule on that site also. All right, so hope that helps you, Joel, to get you updated on the schedule. We welcome everybody on this first game of this Sunday morning. Hopefully you're enjoying your coffee as we turn you over to AM 1170 in the voice of Steve Winterhag.
Evan Sauer took a little foul ball off his body and got right back in there. And you said, tough kid, those catchers. And the first pitch into him is going to go right over the mound and out to center field for a leadoff single off the bat of Evan Sauer. 1 for 2 in the game right now, so a runner at first, and see if Waupun can get it going. You've got Lucas Meyer, the designated hitter, coming into the plate. And thanks to Nick for forgetting to plug one thing in there that we could have used this other system to making the drive over here. Nothing else going on a Sunday morning, I'm sure, Nick. Oh, boy. Says everything's fine till he'll say a few choice words on his way back to Fond du Lac. A slow roller over to the shortstop, and he throws it to first and gets the out. Does move the runner over to second base. So just a kind of a weakly hit ball by Meyer, but does his job, gets that runner at second base just as good as a bunt, and Gregerson charges and gets him out over at first. Here's Waupun's chance. Pretty good hitting. Austin Weiss, even though he's the number 9 hitter, a great hitter in that spot. Up to bat now for Waupun. First pitch down to the dirt. Good job by Landon Fay to stop the ball. It was down to the dirt right in front of him. Thanks, Nick, for doing that. 1-0 the count. Next pitch sharply hit out to left field. That's a base hit. And Waupun's going to score. That gets past the left fielder. Kind of drops the ball a little bit. And runner comes in, and Waupun now leads by a score of 1-0. It's a nice hard hit ball by Austin Weiss with the RBI. So again, the scores that runner Evan Sauer all the way from second base. We're just kind of checking our the mic here, but again, top of the order up now. Tyler Fromholtz steps up, and first pitch into him. That's going to be a hit out to right center field, and on his horse right now, coming around, and Waupun's going to try to score another run. No throw home, and Waupun does score. Austin Weiss comes in on that double by Tyler Fromholtz. Waupun stringing them together and finally figuring out the mystery that has been Sam Gupton in the ball game. But again, 2 runs in. Waupun takes a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 runs finally. Thanks again, Nick. And Jaden White steps to the plate now. Runner at second base. Only 1 down. Boy, nice turn of events. Waupun finally putting some hard hits in play and getting 2 runs across the plate. 3 hits in the inning. Started out with that single by Evan Sauer. Lucas Meyer moving the runner over to second base, and then Austin Weiss with an RBI, and another ball hit out to center field. And another run's going to come in for Waupun, and that's going to score Fromholtz from second base. And Waupun now just opened up a 3-0 lead. Waupun bats have really woken up. RBI single for Jaden White. Everybody getting RBIs here, base hits to see if Cole can keep it going. Now runner at first base with 3 runs in. And Cole Hickens so far has popped out a couple times. Likes the first pitch, but fouls it back for strike 1. Boy, after such a quiet game, Waupun is exploding for 3 hits or 4 hits and bringing in 3 runs. Still only 1 down. Runner on base at first. This was going to get away from the catcher and head back to the backstop, and White rounds second and has himself over to second base now. So again, another runner in scoring position for post 210. Great job by Waupun, just kind of lulling the LeSueuer-Henderson team to sleep. All of a sudden, explode for 4 hits. 3 runs in, 3-0 in favor of post 210. And trying to steal third base. That's going to head out to left field and popping up and heading home. They're going to throw the ball home, and it's going to be late. And Jaden White scores. And Waupun is kind of forcing the issue, playing aggressively on the base pass, and a throw over to third base ends up out in left field and allows Jaden to score. So 4 runs in, at least that clears the base paths. Getting everybody in that they put out there. Now 4-0 in favor of post 210. Taking care of business in the bottom of the 5th against LeSueuer-Henderson. And this is a sharply hit ball, but just fouled on the third base line off the bat of Cole Hicken. Cole wanted to get things going here again and get some more runners and more runs here in the inning. A big game here for post 210. They just want to get this victory and get themselves in that game coming up later on today at 6 o'clock against Kaukauna, who's 2-0 in their pool. A chance to maybe win that game and go to the championship game tomorrow. So a big game right here, and hopefully a big opportunity they'll have coming up at 6 o'clock today. We'll have that game for you right here on the Source. 2-2 the count now on Cole Hicken, battling away right now against Sam Gupton. Next pitch kind of reaching out, and he's popping a lot of balls up right now, and making Gupton work a little bit for the out, but his other at-bats too. Fouled quite a few balls off and then just popped out. So see if Cole can get a hold of one here and keep the rally going, or the nice inning going. Head out towards left field. Ethan Hathaway right on the left field line hauls it in for the second out for post 210. So the seventh batter of the inning for post 210 now, Noah Gerritsen coming up. Waupun now leading 4-0 over LeSueuer-Henderson, Minnesota, here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Called strike on the first pitch in, no offer from Noah. Braden Sanders awaiting on deck. That is a nice run that was started by the bottom three in the batting order for Waupun. Number 7 in the order, Evan Sauer getting the base hit, then Lucas Meyer moving him over to second base. And number 9 in the order, Austin Weiss bringing in that first run. Great production out of the bottom of your batting order. This pitch is swung on and fouled back. 0-2 the count on Noah Gerritsen. Noah had that single back in the first inning. Also flew out to the catcher in the fourth inning. Next one's going to miss. Don't forget to give your friends over at House to Home Properties a call. If you're buying or selling a home, Scott and Eunice and the crew over there can take care of all your needs. Here's one hit right over towards the shortstop, over his glove and into center field. Just kind of a weird ball, not hit real hard, but it just kind of popped right over the glove of the diving Nathan Gregerson. And another base hit for Waupun. See if Waupun can get something going with 2 down. Again, House to Home Properties, proud sponsor of American Legion Post 210 Baseball. Give them a call or visit them in their office right on Main Street in Waupun. House to Home Properties, again, of Waupun. First pitch misses low and away into Braden Sanders. Braden has flown out a couple times in the game. It's changing for everybody. They're all making things happen up there. 5 hits in the inning so far for post 210. Got a base runner on. Hopefully they can get things going and maybe get greedy and get a few more runs here this inning. The 1-1 pitch. That drops into the strike zone. Sanders watches it go by. Kind of knew it as it went into the glove of the catcher. Nice pitch there from Sam Gupton. Puts the count at 1-2. Next pitch from Gupton. That's going to miss low, down in the dirt and outside. 2-2 the count to Braden. Well, what a beautiful morning after the crazy day we had yesterday. Lucky to get 3 games in yesterday. The last game they played in the rain most of the way, and most of that second game too. There's a ball hit high in the air out towards left field, just backpedaling a little bit is Ethan Hathaway and hauls it in for the out, but not before the damage is done. 5 hits for Waupun. 1 runner stranded. 4 runs come in for Waupun, and after 5 complete, Waupun leading 4-0 on your new medical integrated healthcare scoreboard. I'll be back with the top of the 6th coming your way right after this on The Source.
Nice job by Waupun breaking things open with 5 hits in the 5th inning and bringing across 4 runs, some aggressive base running, leading to Jaden White coming home when he was stealing the base. As you notice, even though the field looks really nice, like I say, the rain obviously made the turf a little bit slicker as Jaden White almost overslid third base. Lucky the ball went into left field. He's able to pop up and keep going. But once again, kudos to the people who were here early this morning getting things ready to go. I'm glad Jeff Sauer was able to get here and get his electronics going. He's got all 4 cameras going now. I know he had to run down to see how the first base camera was going. But with 5.5 inches of water and his electronics, sometimes that's not a good mix. So thanks to Jeff for getting this ready to roll. And here we go into the top of the 6th. And it'll be the top of the lineup for LeSueuer-Henderson. So good luck, Giants. Good luck, Wild Turkeys.
Here we go. Top of the sixth inning, Waupun making some noise. 5 runs in that bottom half of inning number 5. It's 4 runs on 5 hits. And on the board now, leading 4-0 as we head to the top of the sixth inning. Number 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order coming up for LeSueuer-Henderson with Ben Miller. He's went down looking a couple times. His 2 at-bats so far in the ball game. Follows the next pitch off to go down in the count, 0-2. Ethan Hathaway, the left fielder, awaiting on deck. This is hit out towards short left field, and coming in is Trent Ferris. Gets underneath it and brings it in for out number 1. Nice job pitching so far for Austin Weiss. Looking at what he's done in the game so far, he's only given up a couple of hits so far in the ball game. 4 walks in the game and just racking up the strikeouts with 7 strikeouts. A bunt attempt on the third base line, but that's just going to barely roll foul off the bat of Ethan Hathaway, trying to bunt his way on. Ethan also has struck out both of his at-bats so far in the game, the left-handed hitter. So he figures maybe I'll just lay one down. I've got some good speeds. I'm a lefty. I got that step up towards first base down the line, and this one bunted right back to Austin Weiss. Fields it cleanly and throws it to first to get the out. Nice job by Austin. Total control of the game right now, with 2 down and nobody on, and David Gupton coming up to bat, the center fielder. First pitch is going to miss outside for a ball 1. Yeah, just good to see the sun, the breeze, and hopefully these retention ponds will empty out just a little bit. It was flooded in this area yesterday. Pitch is swung on and pulled out of play over on the third base side. You know, they said you could not go east on Lincoln Street over towards Dentistry of Wisconsin. That was all underwater, and on the water all the way right up to the field. Next ball hit over in foul territory on the left field side, and Trent Ferris gives chase right to the fence, and it just floats out of play right there. So just a long strike makes the count 1-2 to Gupton. Nice job by Trent Ferris. He was over there. If it wasn't for that fence, he would have went over and grabbed the ball, but he just right when he got to the fence and kind of his whole body, his feet came off the ground and almost went over. Just ran out of real estate. Next pitch comes in, and that is hit foul. Line shot over on the left field side. Keeps the count at 1-2 to David Gupton. Jacob Stawley, the right fielder, awaiting on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch. We're going to go the other side and diving save or a catch attempt by Noah Garrettson. Just goes in foul territory, dead run, and makes a stab at it. Gets a glove on it, just can't haul it in. But a nice effort there by Waupun's first baseman, Noah Garrettson. A good jump on the ball and gave it a shot. Another 1-2 pitch. Boston kind of working high in the zone on that one and fighting it off. Fouling it back is Gupton. Battling right now with Austin Weiss. Trying to get that last out here. Top of the sixth inning, 4-0 lead for Post 210. A sharply hit ball out towards left field. Trent Ferris just ranges back a little bit and hauls it in for the out. So a 1-2-3 inning. Second one in a row. No score there for LeSueuer-Henderson in the inning. And after 5.5 innings, Waupun leading 4-0. And I'll be back with the bottom half of inning number 6 right after this on The Source.
12 pitches for Weiss, 91.36.
Actually, a nice job pitching on both teams' parts right now. Austin Weiss with only 88 pitches through those 6 innings, and Sam Gupton only 75 through 5. So both pitchers doing a good job of being efficient. Basically just one hiccup, and that was the 4-run inning in the 5th for Sam. But guys have been doing a good job, and it looks like they don't have it. Sam won't be coming back out to pitch, number 13. Look, we got a new pitcher, number 22. 22 for LeSueuer-Henderson. So kind of a surprise, you know, with considering pitch counts and so forth. I don't know if one of the magic numbers is 75, but it's not going to make a difference because this tournament's only going to go one more day, and that's tomorrow. So it's number 22, and that's David Gupton coming in. So keeping it in the Gupton family. So, and then there'll be some defensive changes, and our PA announcer, Scott Van Galen, will have those, and we'll address those shortly. But also, Joe Matthews, I hope you were able to find the schedule for the rest of the day. Also, we've got about 30 people on the Facebook page, a lot of fans on there. We welcome you here on this Sunday morning, game 1 here of day 3. And once again, a great job by all the volunteers that helped out after the 5.5 inches of rain last night here in Waupun. And the field is in great playing shape. Of course, it helps with the sport turf infield and the drainage out here. So we had a few streets that were flooded a little bit last night, and one of them's opened back up, but there's still a couple roads. So you might have to take some alternate routes if you're in the local area. So anyway, we'll bring it back to Steve Winterhack on the Source and AM 1170 here as we go into the bottom of the 6th with Wyatt Paul leading things off 4-10.
On Kaukauna later on today. No matter what, they play Kaukauna in pool play, and they're in Pool A. Pond can hang on and win this. They'll be taking on Kaukauna for an opportunity to get into that championship game. You'd have to knock off Kaukauna to do that, but why not give it a shot? Got that first win yesterday, a nice win over Valley City, North Dakota, beating them by a score of 9-0. And Wyatt Paul comes up first here for post 210. He had that nice double way out to the fence, off the bottom of the fence in the second inning. Little pop on his bat and kind of get it in the jet stream just a little bit with the wind blowing right towards left field. Little pitch that's chopped towards third base coming in. He is Ben Miller, and that's going to go underneath his glove. Actually, that's Nathan Gregerson over there at third base now. They did make a few changes, so Gregerson goes from shortstop over to third base. And Sam Gupton is now their shortstop, starting pitcher over there. So we've got to kind of make some of those changes in my fielding chart. So the runner over at first base, and up to bat now is Evan Sauer. He's one that got things going back in the 5th inning. He was the first batter up, had that single, ended up scoring a few batters later off the bat of Austin Weiss. First of those 5 hits they had in the bottom of the 5th. This pitch is going to miss low and away. So runner at first. See if Waupun can add another insurance run or two here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And I'm sure this is what Derek Stanke was hoping for, too, as far as the tournament, being the tournament director, just to get a game that's moving right along like this game has. Just one inning where a lot of things are happening. Ball hit over in foul territory right in front of the Waupun dugout, but the first baseman, Feeney, couldn't get to it, or the catcher. So count is 1-2 to Evan Sauer. Wyatt Paul over at first base. And a 1-2 count. Wide going and pop up out towards right field. There comes the right fielder in. It's just going to miss foul by a few feet. A high pop up, not much off the infield grass, about 20, 25 feet down the way after that, but just misses. Wyatt didn't see that ball was popped up, and luckily it was away from the right fielder Jacob Stawley where he couldn't catch it. He was almost all the way to second base. Count remains at 1-2 with nobody out, runner at first. Next pitch, that also is hit out of play over on the right field side. What was our official score on that? Was that a hit or an error over it? That was a hit. Okay, that was definitely a tough chance. Just had to make a stab at it and couldn't get it. So another hit for Wyatt Paul in the ball game. A sharply hit ball towards the shortstop. Gupton picks it up, steps on second, fires to first, and gets the out. A double play. Unassisted again, and couldn't get it. So another hit for Wyatt Paul in the ball game. A sharply hit ball towards the shortstop. Gupton picks it up, steps on second, fires to first, and gets the out. So all of a sudden, 2 outs on the board, nobody on base. And Lucas Meyer coming up. He's struck out. He's grounded out. On his ground out, he did move the runner over a base and set him up to come in back in the 5th inning. Yeah, about 8 hits in the game so far for post 210. 5 of those, though, in that 5th inning. This pitch is going to miss low and inside. 1-1 the count to Lucas. Good to see Lucas hopefully on the football field and see what he can do as another season. Called strike on the next pitch in. Big, strong kid. We'll see what Waupun football will look like this year. We'll be covering some Waupun football and maybe over to Randolph, call a few games over there with volleyball and football. And this was on the ground over to second base, picked up and thrown to first to get the out. Waupun comes up empty after that leadoff hit by Wyatt Paul, but a nice double play to put 2 on the board and then a ground out. And after 6 complete, Waupun leading 4-0, top of the 7th, just a minute away on the Source.
We're getting close to the end of the game, folks, and just letting you know that I'll be picking out some players from the winning team to discuss, their recollections and so forth of the game. I've been doing this afterwards, after the game and stuff for the past couple days. It's been fun, and we've had some kids that have provided some great information, especially yesterday when we picked out a second baseman from Viroqua, and he talked about, the adjustments that he made now that he went from Viroqua's grass field to the sport turf here, and then of course with the rain, playing in the rain and stuff, the adjustments he made. So he provided some great insight, and that's what we like about that. So hopefully sometimes maybe we can get a player that can give you a little insight in what they were thoughts, that they had throughout the game. So after this game, I'll stick around for the post-game interviews, please.
Here we go, the top of inning number 7. Steve Witterhack with you on the Source.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, number 7 of the batting order up the bat. It'll chop her over towards shortstop, and that's kind of one of those perfectly placed balls between the shortstop and third baseman over there. And infield base hit for Jacob Stawley. So they're going to get back in the ball game, trailing 4-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. And got to get to the bottom of the order sooner or later. They're doing that right away. 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order. Talon Schwant up the bat now, the left-handed hitter.
Don't worry about
pitch into him. That misses. Nice job so far. Only a couple of hits given up. I should say 3 hits now. That last hit given up by Austin Weiss in the entire ball game.
Okay.
Next pitch is swung on and fouled back. Puts the count at 1-1.
That's better. Okay.
Talon so far, the DH. He is struck out and also has popped out so far in the game. It's his 3rd at bat of the ball game. And here's one between first and second base, and throw to first not in time to get the out. Took a shot at it though, but the back-to-back base hits are number 7 and 8 in the batting order. Put runners at first and second base. So LeSueuer-Henderson said, "We're not done yet." Bottom of the order is going to try to set up the top of the order. And Landon Fay, the catcher, in the bat now. This pitch into him is going to miss outside. See if Waupun can shut the door here, but a couple runners on with nobody out. But a 4-0 lead for post 210. This is hit out towards right field. Coming in is Wyatt Paul. Gets it on the dead run. Throws to second. And he's heads up out there. Almost got the force out over at second base. But a nice job of playing kind of shallow out there. And comes in on the dead run. Hauls it in for the out.
Hi, guys.
So still runners at first and second, but things looking a little bit better. You got to face the top of the order with 1 out, and this is drilled down the line. And Wyatt Paul picks it up out in right field, and that's going to score a run for LeSueuer-Henderson. They are on the board. An RBI single for Logan Fay. Things getting just a little more interesting, more than you want if you were a Waupun Post 210 fan. Runners now with the corners for LeSueuer-Henderson. Number 2 in the batting order, Sam Gupton up the bat. They're not hesitating, coming right at the first pitches by Austin Weiss here this inning. But a good job by the bottom of the order, number 7 and 8 getting base hits. It's now 4-1 the lead for Waupun. Next pitch, that's a deep hit ball out to left field. Trent Ferris giving chase, and that's going to be over his head, make it all the way to the fence. That's going to score 1 run, and they're going to get the ball in. Now runners at second and third on that double by Sam Gupton. And just like that, you've got the tying run standing at second base. And that's enough for Derek Stanke. He's going to come out, and we may have a pitching change, and we are going to have a pitching change. So looks like Noah Garrettson's going to be going in. He's getting his stuff, but we're going to take a break, a pitching change. Things getting interesting. Top of the 7th, runners at second and third base. And 2 runs in, tying run at second. Back after this pitching change on the Source.
Welcome back here to the Gus. This is Jeff Sauer here announcing, just letting you guys know that we are going to be having the on-field interviews at the end of the game, depending upon who the winning team is. We usually like to have that conversation with somebody from the winning team. Losing team usually isn't as chatty as we would usually like to have. So that's nothing against either one of the teams there. And we will try and get an interview with each one of some players from each team before the end of this tournament. So if we haven't had a chance to talk to somebody from one of the teams, we'll make sure that we can bring them on board. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to the Bat Boys again for both of these teams that are out here today. They hustle out there and grab those bats. They're part of the Waupun Little League, and these teams adopt them really well. And I was looking here, and La Crescent's got a uniform for their bat boy, and just love to see these guys out there hustling. So we've got a new pitching change coming in. I'm going to run a set of ads, and we'll be back.
Okay, we are back. Runners at second and third. 2 runs in. New pitcher, Noah Garrettson. He's facing Nathan Gregerson. And the tying run standing over at second base. So things have changed. It's 4-0 going into the inning, but some hits, 4 hits for LeSueuer-Henderson. 2 runs are in, and 2 guys on base at second and third base. And still only 1 down. Nathan Gregerson so far in the game has walked, got a hit, has grounded out. Catches the outside part of the plate, makes the count 1-2. Yeah, some tense moments in this ball game. Look like Waupun is going to cruise here to a victory now. He's trying to shut the door, and this is a hard hit ball right down the line, and this is going to tie the game up. Right down the left field line, heading over to second base, a tag over there, and a runner is out. But he does tie up the ball game on a hard hit ball right down the left field line. It is now 4-4 just like that. Well, he did get him out over at second base, but not before the damage was done. We are tied at 4. And it's the 5th hit in the inning for LeSueuer-Henderson, and that brings up Ben Miller. Ben has struck out a couple times and has flown out. Not exactly what the tournament director wanted to see is a game maybe getting lengthened by even the possibility of going extra innings. It's the grounder over towards first base. Cole Hicken over there now hauls it in, but not before the damage is done. 4 hits, 4 runs, and we are tied at 4 apiece. And we'll be back with the bottom half of inning number 7 coming your way right after this on The Source.
So as you just saw here, LeSueuer-Henderson has just tied up the game here from the Gus in Waupun. I want to make sure that I get a shout out to all of our sponsors, so I'm going to run a set of ads here, and then shortly you should be looking for the interview from the winning team. Now that LeSueuer-Henderson did a nice job of pushing this back, so we may be going to extra innings depending upon how the Waupun bats can get themselves rolling here.
Giving up 5 hits, 4 runs. We are tied at 4 apiece heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. See if Waupun can get things going again, and Austin Weiss is going to try to bunt his way on. It's picked up by Gupton, throws to first, and they get the out. So, Weiss trying to bunt his way on. David Gupton up to the task. Only about 10 feet in front of the plate where he picked it up, but threw a strike to first to get the out. That'll bring up Tyler Fromholz with 1 down and nobody on base. Showing bunt brings the bat back and a called strike. Jaden White awaiting on deck. Top of the order up right now for post 210. Kind of shocked after going into the top of the 7th inning with a 4-0 lead at that time and giving up 4. So we got a tie ball game. And Fromholz trying to bunt his way on. Both batters unusual with the count 0-2. Not sure if that was a signaling. I know Derek Stank giving a few words up towards Tyler. But 0-2 pitch coming in now from Gupton, and this is hit out high out towards center field. Center fielder gets underneath it and hauls it in for the out. So 2 up and 2 down. And Jaden White coming up to bat now. Jaden so far has singled, and that RBI single back in the 5th. Rounded out and has walked, so 1 for 2 in the game so far. Probably can get some magic going here with 2 down, nobody on, but a tie ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch into Jaden just a little bit high. 1-0 the count. Cole Hicken awaiting on deck. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's going to miss inside. Look at some of the other games going on yet today. Next game of Viroqua and Waupun, North Dakota, will be going at it. 11:15 the scheduled start on that, but really I think once they get things going, again, just going to keep those games going, and even if a game gets done earlier, they're going to probably just try to get them in case we have any weather coming our way later on today. 3-0 count, and a strike right down Main Street, a called strike. Taking all the way is White. Makes the count 3-1. And here's a 3-1 pitch from Gupton. Swing and a miss. Makes it now a 3-2 count. So Sam Gupton started the game. David Gupton came in last inning. Trying to shut Waupun down and go into extra innings. Chasing one outside, and that's exactly what we're going to do ahead to the 8th inning as he swings and misses. 3 batters, 3 outs. Nobody gets on, nobody scores. And after 7 complete, we are tied at 4 apiece. And we'll be back with the top of inning number 8 coming your way right after this on The Source. back at the Gus in Waupun, and we are going extra innings. Waupun just cruising along after that bottom of the fifth where they got 4 runs in, took a 4-0 lead to the top of the seventh. LeSueuer-Henderson scores 4 in that inning. And now we're going into extra innings. 4-4, top of the 8th inning. And Ethan Hathaway up to bat. He struck out now 3 times in the ball game. Good quick work. Noah Garrettson working against Ethan Hathaway. And now David Gupton up to bat, who is the pitcher in the ball game now. Called strike into him. He struck out, had a single, and also has flown out in the game so far. Didn't think we'd be seeing extra innings, but here we are, top of the 8th inning. Both teams only scoring in 1 inning. Waupun scoring all their 4 runs in the 5th, and LeSueuer-Henderson getting all theirs in the top of the 7th inning in a dramatic fashion. Both teams getting 5 hits in those innings to put those 4 runs on the board. Next pitch is going to miss low. 3-1 the count to David Gupton. Just the pitch from Garrettson. Brings some heat and a swing and a miss. Jacob Stawley awaiting on deck. Here's the full count pitch. Misses that high. And Gupton gets a walk. Jacob Stawley coming up to the plate now. He had a single back in that 7th inning. And he scored. He's the one that got it going with that first hit. You thought you probably had a pretty good chance. They hadn't really done much the bottom of the order. Nobody had got a hit. They had a couple guys that got walks. Final 3, but they're the ones that got it going with a couple hits. Those guys scored, and that set up the top of the order in the top of the 7th to eventually put 4 runs across the plate. Next pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play. That one splashes into the retention pond that we have back here. Makes the count 0-2. Runner going, throw to second base, and safely over there, kind of almost sliding past the base, but hung on with his left foot, and he kind of had his toe down there hanging on to the base. And safely over at second base now is Gupton in scoring position. 1-2 pitch, and here's one hit out towards right field. Wyatt Paul picks it up. They're going to send the runner home, and Waupun now trails this game 5-4. Base hit out to right field from Stawley, and that brought in David Gupton all the way from second base, so that paid off to get that stolen base, get him in scoring position. Now Waupun trailing for the first time in the game by a score of 5-4. Up the bat right now, Logan Fay. Strike one of the first pitch into him. The runner at first base swings at the next one, makes the count 0-2. Now big turn of events since the top of the 7th inning. Now here in the top of the 8th, they're trailing by a run 5-4. Nice job by LeSueuer-Henderson not to give up in the ball game and put themselves in this position. Swing and a miss. And going down swinging is a Logan Fay. So a couple strikeouts in the inning, but that walk and then the base hit that brought in the run. That one hurt. 5-4 now the lead for LeSueuer-Henderson. Now Landon Fay up to bat, number 9 in the batting order. Struck out, he's walked, he's flown out so far. And this pitch is going to get a little too far outside, and it's going to go all the way back to the backstop. And runner heads over to second base. Pine needs to shut the door right now and then put those bats back in their hand. They'll be starting with number 3 in the batting order coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Job in the next pitch, a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count to Landon Fay. Next pitch is high. Makes the count 2-2. And they got that runner at second, and Waupun wants to keep him right there and take care of business in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fastball misses low. Count is now 3-2 to Landon Fay. Check the second. Here's the full count pitch, and that's going to miss. They're over to third base and right into the tag. Waupun gets the out that way, but they do give up a run on one base hit, a couple strikeouts. And we go to the bottom of the eighth inning. Waupun trailing 5-4. Back with that right after this on your source for sports.
Well, you can just see here that LeSueuer-Henderson just took the lead here. So one of the things that I remember when I was over at Regionals in Green Lake, we were making sure that we got a bunch of shout-outs here from Waupun or from LeSueuer-Henderson, whichever you're cheering for. And the most that came through were the ones that team came firing at bat or on defense and was able to win that game. So one comment I got out there on Facebook is Braden Sanders fan club here from John Minter. Go B. And I don't have anything else posted out there for Facebook or for YouTube or for Facebook. So if you're listening and watching this broadcast, it's time that you get into that chat and start jumping on there and letting the teams know that you're cheering for them, so that we can see if we can pull this victory out for Waupun Post 210 Wild Turkeys or for LeSueur Henderson Giants. So let's see those cheers and chats put in there. And just a reminder, at the end of the game, we will have post-game interviews with somebody from the winning team. So we will be here for the bottom of the eighth. LeSueuer-Henderson with the lead right now as we get ready for the bottom of the eighth. And here's the call from Steve Winterhack.
Game up, go to the extra inning, and LeSueuer-Henderson finds a way to get one across the plate. They lead this game 5-4 and playing with some newfound energy over these last few innings. And Waupun now forced to at least get one run to keep this game going. Cole Hicken will start things out, followed by Noah Gerritsen and Braden Sanders. Cole looking for his first hit of the ball game, and hopefully we'll see that right now for Post 210. This pitch misses 1-0, and next one catches the outside part of the plate, makes the count 1-1. Yeah, this is where you can't ask for any more than this. You're starting out at number 3 in the batting order. You've some pretty good hitters coming up, one right after the other. And this is going to be up the middle, and a base hit to start things out for Cole Hicken. Perfect time to get your first base hit of the ball game. So runner at first base, and now Noah Gerritsen coming up. See if Waupun can keep the magic going here in the inning. Trailing by one run, 5-4. Love to get in that game against Kaukauna coming up later on today to play for the chance to win the championship. This pitch into Noah is going to miss low and away for ball one. Braden Sanders awaiting on deck. And next pitch, ball's hit high in the air out towards right field. Everybody giving it a chase, and first baseman bringing it in, and the ball is going to get overthrown, and heading over to second base is Cole Hicken. Nice job on the catch over there in short to right field. And a nice job also by the right fielder. Goes over to cover first base to try to get that double play over there. Pretty heads-up play by him, but they a little late on that. Hicken standing over at second base. A tying run over there, and that'll bring up Braden Sanders. I'm sure those Sanders clan is biting their nails now and cheering on Braden. See if we can get this hit in right now, and at least at the very least come away with a tie game. And it's a hard hit ball, but right at the shortstop. He picks it up and goes right over to second base for the double play, and Waupun loses by a score of 5-4. A hard hit ball. Shortstop Sam Gupton goes over there, hauls it in, and just one step away from touching second base for the double play. And Waupun gives up a 4-0 lead through 6 innings and end up losing in an extra inning by a score of 5-4 to LeSueuer-Henderson.
We're going to have some post-game interviews here, so as I switch over to the wireless system, hang tight here for a second while we get that switched over. So congratulations to LeSueuer-Henderson.
Final line score in the game for Waupun, 4 runs on 8 hits. This round 3.
Jeff, can you hear me?
Time of the game.
Now I
Yeah,
got
okay,
you.
I got it now. Okay.
All right, here we
All
go,
right.
folks.
Okay. Well, heck of a comeback by the Giants of LeSueuer-Henderson. Talking to the Gupton brothers and Mr. Gregerson, who ripped that double to tie things up and get the team going and firing things up. So I'm going to start off with Mr. Gregerson and ask him about his approach and how it might have maybe changed throughout the game offensively.
What's the question again?
Like I say, you ripped that double. I was going to say, is your approach changed at all throughout the game?
My approach always been to stay aggressive and try to get a base hit, try to get on base and score runs for my team. So, yeah, didn't really change much.
All right, and then talking to the Guptons, we'll start with Sam, who had a nice job pitching. He only had like 75 pitches through 5, and then came back in to close the game. So any differences between the beginning and the end of the game?
Keep being aggressive with my pitches, hit my spots, and be confident with them.
All right, and then also who came in relief and part of the victory, and I'd like to know basically, the mentality throughout the game of the team.
I just wanted, when I went into pitch, I just wanted to keep things where they were and not give anything up easy. So just stay on them.
Okay, also we had a few Giants fans that were giving shout-outs. Anything you want to say back to the people in Minnesota?
Thank you for being so supportive, and we appreciate it.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah,
Hey, Dad. Call
give
me
him
after.
a wave.
That's about it.
All right.
All right, congratulations to the LeSueuer-Henderson Giants for the big comeback, scoring 5 runs in the last 2 innings to defeat Post 210 5-4. Thank you, guys.
All right, so you just heard there from the Guptons and McGregorson, I believe it was. So congratulations again to LeSueuer-Henderson from battling back down 4-0 and come back and score 4 runs in the 7th and then score 1 more in the 8th to take the win over the Waupun Post 210 Wild Turkeys. So now that pool's going to look a little bit more interesting with 2 teams at 1-1 and Kaukauna sitting at 2-0. It's going to be critical for Waupun to come back and make sure that they get that victory. We will be broadcasting the next game here coming up shortly. So again, thank you for watching the live stream. We appreciate it. We are glad to bring this to you, and do hope that you enjoy it. And congratulations again to LeSueuer-Henderson. Take care, and God